Hey guys, this is Red and Blue, and today another story of power, money, and conflict between PSG and the French League. A tale of TV rights, as is often the case, and another tale of incompetence in French football. So let me bring you up to the detail and tell you yet another fun tale of why French football is going nowhere anytime soon. The story today, TV rights in France, and specifically TV rights for the next World Cup this summer in the US, Canada, and Mexico, is creating some scandal in France. And it's, again, like a pretty ridiculous story, if I'm honest. Like, really a pretty ridiculous story. Something that shouldn't happen in any sort of developed football market. Yet seems to be the case, especially in France. What happened is that Ligue 1 Plus, which, if you remember, is the streaming channels that the French League created to broadcast Ligue 1, was hoping to get their hands on the broadcasting rights for the World Cup. And at the last minute, so it's bid countered and beaten by beIN Sports, which, as you know, is a Qatari TV channel headed by Nasser. And so the whole of French football is screaming about conflict of interest, about PSG killing French football, and the Qataris not doing anything to help it. Yeah. I think if there's one thing I've learned is a constant in French football these days, is that anytime something goes wrong, it's going to be PSG's fault. No matter what happens, no matter the story, no matter the circumstances, it's going to be PSG's fault. And even better if you can make it Nasser's fault as well. That's really what everyone wants. And so in this case, it's like, obviously, like, everyone has their own version of the story, and I'm not behind the scene and so on. What Ligue 1 Plus is saying through its president, Nicolas de Tavernost, who's looking like he might resign over this, is that Ligue 1 Plus had essentially a deal in place with FIFA, that they had signed the contract and were waiting for FIFA to sign it, that they had asked and gotten approval from the 17 of the 18 Ligue 1 club, and PSG was the only holdout, and that somehow at the last minute, when everything was set and the deal, the contract was ready to be signed, beIN Sports came back with a higher offer, and FIFA gave it straight to them without discussion, which, understand would be frustrating. In parallel, also, let's be clear, beIN Sports has been in business since 2012, and they've broadcast in some way, shape, or form every football World Cup since 2014. They've been a partner of FIFA. They broadcast other FIFA events, and so on. They broadcast across different territories, and ultimately, like, Ligue 1 Plus made an offer at 17 million euro, when beIN Sport made an offer at 25 for this World Cup, along with 30 for next World Cup. And so clearly a superior offer. And so FIFA went with them, and FIFA actually commented on the record and essentially said, it's part of the normal process of dealing on TV rights. beIN Sports has been a long-term partner for us, and like, they close their statement saying, like, we're surprised by the noise around this, as, like, from our perspective, it's completely normal, and, like, everything happened normally. But yeah, so half of the French football journalist ecosystem, the clubs, the league, and so on, are all screaming bloody murder, saying, like, essentially, like, PSG heard about the deal in progress, which everyone knew about, and, using that knowledge, went back to FIFA at the 11th hour, when they weren't interested in the beginning, just to help kill Ligue 1 Plus. The reality of it is that at this point, Ligue 1 Plus, which was kind of a last resort solution that got put in place last summer, the ambition was to get to around 1.2 million subscribers by the end of the season. Right now, they're struggling to hold just below 1 million subscribers. And apparently they realized a month ago that, hey, like in the summer, we're not going to have anything to broadcast and people might turn off their subscription. Yeah, good thinking, guys. Well done. And so at the 11th hour, they go, oh, it's a football World Cup. Let us try to get the rights for this so we can broadcast that for some time. And, like it will help us bridge a gap. Worth noting that the World Cup is going to be broadcast on free-to-air channel M6, which incidentally is the free-to-air channel that Nicolas de Tavernost, now president of Ligue 1 Plus, used to lead back in the days. So it's all in the family. That's the beauty of France. It's all in the family. So there's already going to be a free-to-air channel broadcasting the World Cup, but Ligue 1 Plus is not only convinced that the World Cup is going to help them keep their subscribers, they're essentially saying that without it, they're not going to be able to recruit new subscribers, and so it's going to pull the whole thing under, and it's going to destroy French football. Honestly, like if at this point in February, mid-February, you realize that not getting the TV rights for this is going to kill the whole operation, I think the whole operation like deserves to be killed. Honestly, like it's mind-boggling. Worth noting as well that Ligue 1 Plus offered 17 million to broadcast the World Cup. Right now, their target for this year was to have like 150 million in revenue. I don't think they're going to reach that. I think, like, realistically, if they get to 100 million, they should be pretty happy with that. And the TV rights money that they give back to the clubs is essentially next to nothing. So to give you a sense, 2 years ago, when like TV rights were already an issue in France, but not as bad as now, the winner of Ligue 1 would get in excess of 70 million euro in prize money from TV rights. This season right now, if we win it at the end, we're only going to be getting a little bit over 5 million euro. So, the economics are so bad, literally, like there's no money being passed back to the clubs because there's no money being made, and they're at risk of damaging their business even further if they lose all of their subscribers during the summer and they have to reacquire every one of them next season. That they spend money, 17 million, which is likely more than the revenue that they would be pulling during this period. Because the Football World Cup, it's only 1 month. So typically, if you've got around 1 million subscriber at 10 euro a month, at most you're making 10 million. So you're going to be spending like more than what you're going to bring in. But apparently, it's a critical business move for the channel to be viable. Business geniuses everywhere. And so the problem in all of this is that, Nasser being the president of both PSG and beIN Sports is a bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy. It's all his fault. Like, somehow it's all his fault. He wants to destroy Ligue 1 Plus and destroy the whole of French football. Forget the fact that beIN Sports has been paying like hand over fist and putting money into French Ligue 1 since Qatar bought over PSG. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of euros have been put in straight from beIN Sports into Ligue 1 this season. So, like I said, like rough math is that Ligue 1 Plus is going to pull in like maybe around 100 million euro in that area. So beIN Sports, who only broadcast 1 game for each day of Ligue 1, they're paying 80 million euro for that. So basically, like, they're going to be bringing to Ligue 1 as much money for 1 game out of 9 for every day of Ligue 1 than Ligue 1 Plus, who broadcasts the other 8. And in the meantime, Ligue 1 Plus, if you listen to people in France and people who are watching it, myself included, the commentaries are bad, their post-game shows are bad, the highlights that they post on YouTube are like always like 3 days late and like really poor quality. Their app apparently is riddled with bugs, and there's not 1 day or 1 game that you can watch without a bug. problem after problem after problem. But once again, don't forget, the problem is the bad Qatari. The problem is Qatar. Qatar will kill French football. Forget the fact that PSG is basically pulling all of Ligue 1 on its back when it comes to points for UEFA rankings. Forget the fact that PSG is pulling in sponsors for the whole league. Forget the fact that PSG through Qatar is bringing in its own broadcaster. And forget the fact as well that, like, it's funny, like, there's a conflict of interest between PSG and beIN Sports. Okay, but right now, like, literally every club in Ligue 1 has the exact same conflict of interest with Ligue 1 Plus. So, like, how are we're essentially at this point being blamed for being better at doing the same things that everyone else is doing. Geniuses. So yeah, in the end, like, it is what it is. beIN Sports, on top of this, has broadcast every World Cup since 2014. So it's not like it's like they're saying, oh, like, beIN Sport, it didn't even like occur to them to think of the World Cup and do anything with it. And it just because we wanted to do it that they got interested in it. They've broadcast every World Cup since 2014. Like, literally, it's going to be the fourth and fifth that they broadcast. I don't think it's escaped their notice. Just because you don't hear about it doesn't mean it's not happening. And if it's so critical for you, then, like, pull up your offer. And now beIN Sport is blamed for not, like, for essentially behaving like a business and going for the TV rights that they want to have, for the events that they want to have. No. beIN Sport should just have, like, not gone for it. They should have let Ligue 1 Plus get it at a lower cost, because it's for French football. For French football. Just it's working so badly, you shouldn't really like do anything around it. It's for French football. So here we are yet again. Qataris and Nasser are bad guys who are out to kill the whole ecosystem. Forget the fact as well that Ligue 1 Plus is trying to, like, literally at every turn, is trying to cut a deal with Canal Plus. He's trying to, like, resell the rights to anyone who would want them. I mean, they know the whole thing is a sham. They know it's not a long-term option. There's literally, like, no realistic pathway to Ligue 1 Plus becoming more viable in terms of economics for the whole ecosystem. The league cannot survive with this amount of money coming in through TV rights. It's just, like, it's not happening, because as of next year, beIN Sport is going to lose. It's going to end its contract for, like, that last game, for every one game every day, for 80 million euro. So it's going to be all Ligue 1 Plus. They're going to have the whole thing. Are they going to get, like, from not even 1 million subscriber to 2 million just for the last game? I really don't think so. So there's literally, like, there's no pathway for TV rights to become a reliable source of income for French clubs. And God bless PSG, even if it's annoying for us, it's not a deadly problem like it is for so many clubs. But once again, the issue is beIN Sport. That's the problem of the ecosystem. So I'm gonna end it here because honestly, like, this thing makes no sense to me, and I find it, like, more than annoying. I hope. No, I don't even hope anymore. I was gonna say I hope someone wakes up and, like, turns on their common sense for 10 seconds. I honestly, like, I've seen this gameplay for so long that I'm not even hoping for this anymore. It's not gonna happen. I think, like, the whole thing is gonna crash and burn. And yeah, I'm worried about it because, like, this year we still have a bit of CVC revenue, we still have a little bit of beIN Sport, we still have a little bit of this and that. As of next season, as of the season after, we're literally gonna start seeing some Ligue 1 club stop operations and go under. Like, that's going to be the reality, and it's coming to us, and it's coming to us in the next year. So stay tuned for this. Remember, the Qataris are the bad people. It's all their fault somehow. Not really clear why, but somehow. And so don't forget to blame them. So this was Nasser versus Ligue 1, the conflict, episode 263,886. It's a recurring theme, incompetence in the French league. It's an incredible thing. And at this point, I don't even know what to hope for, as you've seen. Kind of like for the whole thing to collapse in as good a way as possible, and for us to be able to restart something from the ground up with hopefully better people in charge and a little bit more common sense. So anyway, if you've made it this far, thanks so much, because I know it's not like the funniest topics for football fan. This is very political and business. Let me know in the comments what you make of it. And if you got the message, remember, Qataris are bad people. This is the message. French football is telling you so. And yeah, if you made it this far, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, hit the bell to get notified of future videos, and don't forget, versus all of Ligue 1, ici c'est Paris!